The Secretary General of Amnesty International Canada is condemning Israel, but he belongs to an anti-Semitic Facebook group that thinks the Jews were responsible for 9/11. And I think everybody should know this information before they donate a penny to Amnesty. According to alleged international human rights organization Amnesty International, they say they hold all actors to the same obligations as defined in international human rights laws and standards. They say their only goal is to ensure human rights and respect for everyone, everywhere. Okay, that sounds nice on its face. I mean, everybody likes human rights. But what Amnesty International does in practice is far different from what they say they do as part of their official mandate. Because Amnesty routinely takes the position that terrorists who live in the terrorist autocracy of Hamas-controlled Gaza and who routinely use children as human shields are morally superior to the Israeli military and Israeli civilians. And when I say Gaza is a terrorist autocracy, I'm not exaggerating. According to Public Safety Canada, who reviewed the status of Hamas as late as 2016, Canada views Hamas as an outlawed terrorist group here in Canada. Plus, Hamas seized control of Gaza in a bloody coup in 2007. But Secretary General of Amnesty International Canada, Alex Neve, has been tweeting about the so-called Land Day protests, I'll call them a riot, happening at the border between Gaza and Israel and pushing an amnesty petition. Land Day sounds nice, right? Except it isn't. It's a demand that every Palestinian and their descendants be allowed to return to land they only claim was theirs before the formation of Israel and before they lost a few wars to Israel over the same land. The flood of migrants overrunning Israel would be in the millions. And it's a crazy demand to make to any country that won a few wars that decided these sorts of things already. Now, the petition reads, "The fact that live ammunition has been used against unarmed protesters is deeply troubling, and these deaths must be investigated as possible unlawful killings." According to Amnesty, 17 Palestinians have been killed, 1,400 have been injured, and 750 have been hit with live ammunition. Again, according to Amnesty International, while some Palestinian demonstrators have thrown rocks and other objects towards the fence, it's hard to believe how this would be an imminent danger to the lives of well-equipped soldiers protected by snipers, tanks, and drones. What? They weren't an imminent danger? They threw rocks at the soldiers, stormed the fence, tried to tear it down. In some cases, they even cut through it with wire cutters. That's an invasion, people. You know, besides the fact that Hamas has a penchant for strolling up on their targets while wearing suicide vests. I mean, is this even a legitimate argument now? The Israelis are too good at protecting themselves from global jihad? They should allow themselves and their people to be injured or murdered or threatened by mob violence just so that the score is a little more even? This isn't Timbit soccer or Pee-wee hockey where you can't win by too many points because someone's feelings will get hurt. This is global jihad, life and death. Imagine making the argument that the Allies killed too many Nazis and that World War II should have been a little more, I don't know, fair and balanced. Besides, look at these people. Just look at them. Would you want them just to saunter into your country? Or would you want your military to defend you and your border? And really, those numbers cited by the alleged human rights organization Amnesty International are really just cheap Hamas propaganda, which according to Breitbart are taken right from the terrorist government's Ministry of Health. So Amnesty is parroting jihadi propaganda to shame Israel for defending itself. Amnesty got those numbers from Palestinian sources. Even the left-wing magazine The Guardian, which itself is often anti-Israel, said it could only confirm 275 people went to the local hospital for injuries, mostly shrapnel and injuries from gunshots to the leg. And of those poor little victims of Israeli violence that Amnesty seems so concerned about, at least 10 of them are known terrorists, despite Hamas claims that one of the dead terrorists was just a simple country boy who liked to build sandcastles and take long walks at sunset on the beach. Even Hamas is now acknowledging at least 5 of the dead were officially part of the terror organization's armed military wing, but you won't read that in any Amnesty International press release. In fact, when you do go through Amnesty International Canada's press releases, they have a lot of criticism for the pluralistic, multi-faith democracy of Israel, but literally none for the other terrorist group, Fatah, that controls what's known as the West Bank, better known as Judea and Samaria. Fatah, by the way, is also on the banned terrorist organization on the list kept by Public Safety Canada. But Fatah, while they are routinely quoted favorably and treated as victims by Amnesty International. And you know what? It's never mentioned that Egypt has also closed the border with Gaza for the very same reasons Israel has, those reasons being terrorism, but that's also another thing you won't read in an Amnesty press release. But the pro-terrorist slant of Amnesty Canada should come as no surprise if you're paying attention, and I know, that's hard to do in a busy world. Remember when I told you about Alex Neve, the Secretary General of Amnesty International Canada? Here is Alex Neve with convicted terrorist Omar Khadr and his lawyer Dennis Edney. Neve was celebrating the $10.5 million compensation that Justin Trudeau paid to Taliban terrorist and murderer Omar Khadr for his alleged human rights violations while in American custody. And Alex Neve is also a member of a controversial anti-Semitic Facebook group called the Palestinian Live Forum. In a detailed 280-page report, a researcher and blogger named Dave Collier documented the racist, anti-Israel material shared by members of the secret group. The thing is chocked full of the usual anti-Jewish canards, allegations of some sort of global Rothschild conspiracy, accusing Israel of involvement in the 9/11 and 2015 Paris terror attacks, Holocaust denial, and depictions of the quote-unquote Israel lobby as a pig. This Facebook group made international news when it was revealed that UK Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn was part of this secret group. So why is the head of Amnesty International Canada part of it too? You can see in Dave Collier's report that Alex Neve was part of this group here on page 158. Should anyone trust anything Amnesty has to say now about Israel when they employ this guy? I want everybody to know before they sign an Amnesty International petition or donate to an Amnesty International cause that they are donating to an organization that is headed by someone who is part of a secret anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish, pro-Nazi Facebook group where members boast of reading Mein Kampf. And every single criticism of Israel that comes from Amnesty is being written through that same anti-Semitic, Israel-hating lens. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. At The Rebel, we try to bring you news that you won't see anywhere else. And the good news is you can bring us everywhere now. We have a brand new Rebel Media app. You can get it on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Download it, give it a try, and take the other side of the news with you wherever you go.